France24 journalist who exposed this story is with us, Dorothée Kellou. Dorothée, thank you very much for being with us. Interesting stuff, fascinating stuff, and important stuff. Now, the company, Lafarge Holcim, says that it probably paid protection money to armed groups in Syria to protect its factory. Question is, did the company know that the Islamic State group would be the beneficiary, that Daesh was getting the cash?
Yeah, actually, I had access to leaked emails from Lafarge management in Syria. And in Paris, some members of Lafarge in Paris were copied in these emails. And clearly, the Islamic State group's name was written in these emails. So clearly, I could also tell you about this laissez-passer. It's a free pass for crossing checkpoints from the Islamic State group. And clearly you can see on this free pass that it's written like an agreement with the Islamic State group and Lafarge, and the laissez-passer is signed by the director of finance from the Aleppo region, from the Islamic State group. So all these elements show this is evidence of, the group Lafarge knowing about, the presence.
So there's no probably paid the money. It's actually been paid directly. It's all, the dealing has been direct with the Islamic State group.
It's more complicated than that. They established a system. I had access to testimonies and emails showing that they established a sort of financial system. There was a middleman. His name is Amro Taleb, and he had a bank account in Lebanon, and the money was transiting on his bank account, and the money was needed and used to pay middlemen working directly with the Islamic State group, buying oil for the factory to function. So this is one example of a financial system established. And another example is there was an office in Manbij near the factory. And according to my sources, Lafarge partner, his name is Firas Tlas, local partner, paid on a monthly basis money to these armed groups, and according to the source, including the Islamic State group. Firas Tlas, I've contacted him, he denies it, but clearly, according
you have the paperwork that shows it.
These are mostly testimonies, but you can see in the emails, Lafarge Paris is actually in the email copied that they were, using this financial system.
This clearly, the funding of terrorism is what it boils down to, and it clearly breaks so many international laws. Did the French authorities, did the French system have any idea that this was going on, do you think?
I think actually it's difficult to answer this question, but I had access to a testimony from a very high-positioned diplomat working for the French Foreign Ministry, who told me that the French Foreign Ministry knew what was going on, but
the French Prime Minister knew.
Foreign Ministry.
So, I'm sorry,
but they prefer ignoring the case. Then you wonder why. Did they prefer ignoring the case? Maybe it was useful for them to have a French company. Well, most foreign companies pulled out of Syria. A French company like Lafarge stayed, and it was maybe a way for them to collect information. This I don't have evidence to show, but these are questions that I think interesting to raise. Another aspect, like there was a report from the parliament, the French parliament, exonerating Lafarge, saying just after the investigation was published in Le Monde, that there were no deals with armed groups, including the Islamic State group, that the investigation in a way was not very, I would say, like documented enough. But we wonder why did they silence this story, and we needed to publish 2 other articles in the newspaper Le Monde in collaboration with France24, and a complaint filed against Lafarge by an NGO and by the Ministry of Economy in France for Lafarge to actually state publicly that, yeah, there were deals with armed groups.
They tried to silence the story because it was embarrassing and because it was wrong. Dorothée, well done for exposing it. Thank you very much indeed. Dorothée Kellou from France24.